This is PGSMaths, and in this video we're going to be looking at finding percentages of amounts. So the word percent means out of 100. So if we picked one thing, and that only happened to be one item out of 100, that can be written as 1%. If we chose 2, that would give us 2%. 3 parts of 100 would be 3%, and so on. Every time we look at a different part, 4 parts is 4%, 5 parts would be 5%. So the number of parts out of 100 represents our percentage. The more parts out of 100 that we look at, the bigger the percentage becomes. So how do we use this idea to find a percent of an amount? We'll look at an example question. What is 1% of £150? Well, we know that 1% means 1 part out of 100. So if we divide 150 by 100, we find that 1 part of our whole number, 1%, is 1.5. So each of our 100 parts is worth £1.5, or £1.50. So if I wanted 2% of £150, I could just multiply that by 2, because I've now got 2%, which would give me £3. 3% would be 3 lots of 1.5, which would give me £4.50. 4 parts will be 4 lots of 1.5, which would give us £6. So how could we use this to find 27% of £150? If you think you've got an idea, this is a point where you can pause the video and see if you can work it out yourself. Here's a little hint. I would have, if there was 20 of my squares coloured in, I would have 20%, and that would be 20 times 1.5. I want 27%, so to find that, it would be 27 times 1.5, which gives us 40.5, or £40.50. There are a few other ways to calculate percentages, so here's just a quick recap of the most common percentages that you could be asked to calculate. 50% would be 50 of our 100 squares coloured in, which, as we can see, is exactly a half. So to find 50%, we would half our number. To find 25%, that would be 25 squares, which is exactly a half of a half. So very easy to calculate. 10% will just be 10 out of our 100. So if we just divide by 10, we could find 10%. We should then be able to see that 5% is just half of that value. So if you can find 10%, half it, you have 5%. To get 15%, we find out what 5% is, and then take 3 lots of them. You could also add together 10% and 5% to give 15%. Any of these methods will work. Here's our challenge of the day. If you have a solution for this, please do post it in the comment section below, and also remember to follow us at PGSMaths on Twitter, on Facebook, facebook.com/PGSMaths, and subscribe to us on YouTube for any future videos. If you have any requests for any topics you want help with, please let us know. So a problem. The shop is selling all its products with 15% off. I want to buy the t-shirt and hat shown below. So the t-shirt's £25 and the hat is £15. I've got £50. So if these are the prices before the sale, how much change would I receive?